the shit hot. Oh, I'ma light the shit up. Yeah, I'ma make the shit hot. Oh, I'ma light the shit up.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to part 2 of What If Deku Got Stronger When Injured. You guys absolutely love this What If like crazy. Like, I got over 60 comments on it, bro. That's like a record. Don't even think I'm exaggerating here. And yes, it's not a world record views that like my world record on a view was over 70k. Or not a world record, but my record, but it's going up and that's all I can hope for. If this one got 1,000 views in a day, next one hopefully will get 1.5 thousand views, and 2,000, and 3,000, and 4. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4. Everybody get off my door. Everybody get off my floor. You know what, I'm not even going to try to do that because we know that's going to end in embarrassment. But yeah, if you did enjoy this part of it as well, I think this part's going to be better than the last, just saying. Do like and subscribe. Do go out. Redo. Shake it all about, mate. You got this. If you did like this part and it's going to be better than the last part, make sure you comment down below. Subscribe. Like the video. Go check out the guy who makes the thumbnails. He's in the description. He's an amazing thumbnail artist. And join the Discord server. It is not that hard. It's a click of a bloody button, mate. Don't be lazy or I will tell your mother. Or your father, or your sister, or your mister, or your dister. What's a dister? But yeah, anyone let's just straight where we left off. Deku and All Might say Baki go from the Sololeveling, and everyone's view of Deku was he's going to be the next All Might. But before All Might got a chance to talk to him again, Deku legged it off, wanting to avoid public eye. And now we get that 2 months training before UA starts. Deku goes down to the beach that's covered in rubbish and he begins clearing it. Within about 4 hours, the entire beach is clear and All Might appears, seeing Deku on the last piece of rubble screaming. Not as loud as in when he first actually cleared it in canon, but still screaming. Seeing this, he recognises it as his trance. He enters his buff mode and sprints over. He appears in front of Deku, scaring him, and he immediately says about his injury, how about his quirk, and he wants Deku to be his successor. Deku says, no, I want to be the #1 hero with my quirk, not yours. Hearing this, All Might get into panic. He didn't expect someone to turn it down, and he begins pleading with Deku, talking about how it would be stronger, how it would be beneficial for him to be a stronger hero. And Deku says, I want to be strong with my own power. And All Might says, you can be strong with your own power, it's just a little boost. After about 10 minutes, All Might makes a deal with Deku, and he says, if you can land a blow on me, not a blow that I block, an actual decent blow, and then he says that you don't need to be my successor, but if you can't land a decent blow, like one that I can't block, like my stomach, my face, anything like that, then if you can't, then you have to be my successor. If you do, you don't. Seeing this, Deku agrees. And he throws a punch at All Might without any warning. All Might disappears seemingly right in front of Deku, and he gets a flick on the back of the head. Deku turns around, and his instincts tell him to block. As he does, All Might falls, swings around, and hits Deku hard, sending him flying across the beach into a wall. Deku smashes into the wall, and he's just in pain. The pain quickly fades, and he coughs up blood quickly. He stands up, he feels energy rush right his body. He smirks and says, this is going to be fun. He sprints towards All Might and jumps up to the air, and he sends a massive punch flying downwards. All Might blocks it, and you can see the actual force of it go shoot out from behind him. All Might says, not bad, but not enough. And he gets booted, and he boots Deku in the stomach. Deku coughs up blood again, but without even seeming phased, he just gets a strength boost and flicks down and tries booting All Might in the head. All Might jumps backwards and sends a punch using that shockwave that it caused to hit Deku. This goes on for hours and hours, until the 5-hour mark, where Deku needed to get a hit in him within 5 hours, is nearly up. He has about 3 minutes left, And he says, damn it, what can I do? And he finally realises, that's what I can do. He jumps out of the way of All Might, jumps over him actually, and rushes towards the wall. He begins headbutting it over and over and over again. Again, he realises it ain't enough. He runs over to a piece of scrap metal and starts doing it. All Might's very confused until he starts seeing blood on the metal. He rushes over to stop Deku, but he does it harder and harder each time. All Might's starting to notice the piece of metal seems to be getting crushed more and more each time. And Deku shoots up. All Might grabs onto his shoulder and Deku spins around. All Might blocks the hit, of course, but this hit was 10 times, no, 20 times, maybe even 30 times stronger than the last. All Might gets sent flying backwards, but he still blocked it, don't count. All Might before was about 40%. He now amps it up to 60 and rushes at Deku, who punches him hard. Deku just eats it and he rips onto All Might's arm. He now has about 10 seconds left. He's using his martial arts now, manoeuvring his body around All Might until he finally lands right in front of him. All Might's arm pushed to the side. Deku with all his force chucks his fist upwards and punches All Might directly in the chin. And the time All Might sat on his phone goes off just afterwards. All Might stumbles backwards and falls on his ass and he says, damn it, I could have had a successor. Deku puts his hand out and lifts All Might up and says, I accept being your successor. I realised then and there that although I'm strong, I needed someone to guide me, someone to challenge me. And a little boost in my power is good if it means I can protect people. It doesn't matter about my honour. He looks All Might smiles and he bats his finger, releasing a bit of blood. He tells Deku he needs to swallow his blood. Deku gets a shiver, but he does it. Due to it being about blood, it happens instantaneously. And it rushes throughout Deku's body. All Might says, don't you dare use it, we need to train your body first. So they get the usual training. They go to UA facilities so they can get insane amount of weights. Due to this, Deku's growth is he's more bulky than Canon, but his muscle density is way better. And I'd say he'd be able to use about 30% with no throwback, but he doesn't know this yet. And eventually the first day of the exam happens. Deku sits in the hall with everyone, even though he doesn't have to. And he's just glaring at everyone, trying to see what they are. That's when Ida stands up while President Mike is explaining. This is after the written test, by the way. Excuse me, you are intimidating your future classmates, throwing us off our game, and just being a pain in the backside. I suggest you stop, or I shall remove you from the facility myself. Deku just starts laughing at him and starts violating. You forehead bastard, bruv, look at you, you got engine on your leg, what are you gonna do to me? Send a flying kick? Are you in gear first? Do you have a clutch? Everyone starts laughing at Ian and he goes a bit red. And he goes, how dare you, I'm from the Tenya family. And Deku says, I'm from the Suck Your Mum family, you still won't see me bragging about it. He goes bright red again and he actually sends a kick at Deku. Deku slaps his leg away, making him spin round, and he gets an uppercut, knocking him out. And Deku just sits back down. Bakugo seeing this is holding in his laughter. And we'll get on Bakugo in a bit. We then get to the robot explanation, the 1 point robot, the 2 point, the 3, and then the 4, and the 0 point robot. They get told to see the 0 point robot to run away. Because the purpose of it is to see if you can get away when you need to. The fight begins. Deku's just breezing through the robots. He got told that when he gets to about 150 points to stop, so there's robots to everyone else. And he gets to that point in roughly about 3 minutes. All the teachers watching this are rounding applause. They see how he got in a recommendation. He's insanely powerful. And they can all agree that it's clear he's been trained by All Might personally. Deku's just surveying and he's watching everyone. Even that kid he knocked out is actually doing pretty alright. That's when he feels that the ground beneath him begins to shake. And he says, huh? Oh, it's the 0 point robot. I guess I'll just leave it. And he starts wandering off. That's when he hears a scream for help. His hair stands on end and he spins round. He sees a girl stuck underneath rubble. He rushes over to help her. There's a girl with brown hair. She says, I can't help, I can't get, my leg is stuck. Deku picks up the rubble and chucks it. Ooh, he chucks it away with ease. And he begins picking it up and runs. He realises he isn't going to get away in time, and he says, time to test out the quirk. He says, All Might, I need to sneeze. It's gone away. He says, All Might, let's test out if you really are all talk. He squats down and he channels the power into his legs. Following his All Might's advice, squeeze your butt, tense your buttocks. and then in your heart scream, smash! And he jumps upwards. Deku didn't realise it yet, but his legs got absolutely demolished, and he pulls his hand to his side, and he yells, smash! He punches the robot, and he gets it flying backwards and gets absolutely destroyed, just like in canon, and he's fallen down to the ground. He then realises that his legs are shattered and so is his arms. But this is probably one of the worst injuries he's gotten in ages, and the power boost he got from it was insane. If you're wondering, yes, 1 foot is still going to be broken in this one, because no matter Deku's base strength, 1 foot acts as a multiplier for it. So the stronger Deku gets, the stronger 1 foot will multiply. So it's an infinite increase in it. So it is still going to be useful. But also one thing with Deku is healing factor increases every time his strength does. But as long as he's conscious, as soon as he goes unconscious, his healing factor is negated. Luckily for him though, he was conscious, and his arms and legs heal, and he managed to land perfectly. And he rushes over to the girl, and he picks her up again. And he's like, you okay? She's like, yeah, my ankle. He sits her down, and he rushes over to the robot. And he hears someone yelling, help, I'm stuck underneath it. He's surprised that someone even managed to survive this. And he's panicking, and he kicks it as a joke, trying to see what he can do. As he kicks it, the robot goes flying away. He's confused. I didn't use 1 foot at all. Is it where I put my arms and legs I got this insane power boost? You're wondering now, Deku just hit that robot with the same force he did when he used a 100% smash. Yes. And underneath it was a redhead boy named Kirishima, who was hardened. And he was like, yeah, sorry, I'm completely fine, but I couldn't find a way to break through the metal. My quirk's hardening, you see, so either way I would have survived. Deku laughs and says, that's an amazing quirk, you're lucky. If it was anyone else, they could have died. Kirishima goes, no, what's even more amazing, you took down that robot in 1 punch, and then yet again you kicked it across the field with ease. Just how strong are you? Kirishima looks him up and down, and he finally recognises him. 1 second, drink. He's like, wait, you're that boy who they called the next All Might. You saved the other boy from that slime villain before, and your strengths look similar to All Might's. Deku laughs and says, am I really that famous? After everyone recognises this, they all start fangirl for boy, and then Ida realises his mistake. No wonder that kid was so strong. He's considered gonna be the next All Might, and in brackets, if you didn't understand that, the next #1 hero. He immediately starts planning his apology for when they go actually into UA. Deku walks out and he sees Bakugo there. He has covered in a few scrapes and burns, but nothing major. He's seen Bakugo look a lot worse. And they both say how'd it go, and they both smirk at the same time. Amazing. They go home. After about a week, Deku gets his letter from All Might and Nezu saying, we didn't need to take the exam, but here's your points. We look forward to seeing you. That was it. There was literally nothing else. There was nothing else to say. Oh. Oh. Ow. 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 Oh. And, yeah, we finally cut to Deku walking into UA. He finds his classroom pretty easy as he got given a tour beforehand by Nezu. Remember, he's in there on recommendation as well. And he walks into the classroom, everyone goes silent, and immediately starts fangirling, and again, Deku isn't going to have this entire year, and he yells, shut up! I'm not some celebrity, I'm your classmate. Treat me like a classmate or you can get the fuck away from me. This is not some movie, this is not a photo shoot, this is not Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube. This is YouTube. This is real life, mate. Get over yourself. I don't want to have to deal with this every single time I come into school. As soon as everyone heard this, they all started blushing. Not blushing like from embarrassment. They was blushing from embarrassment. They realised that it must have been annoying to get treated like this every single place they go, and they all apologise. Bakugo starts laughing and Deku says, shut up, you Pomeranian. Bakugo jumps up with explosion and flies towards Deku. Deku moves out of the way of one of his punches and grabs Bakugo by the face and chucks him back into his chair. And they both start laughing. The class is caught off guard by this. Damn, that's a weird friendship. And he goes, I guess you and he says to all of them, I recommend you to sit down. Aizawa Sensei is waiting. Aizawa sits up in his sleeping bag and says, Izuku Midoriya, I understand that you have heightened senses, but it's no fun if you ruin it. But please sit down. Well, the class get caught off guard. A ghost. And Deku starts laughing he gets along well with all the teachers. He starts laughing at Aizawa saying, they called you a ghost, I told you look like a dead old man. But after this, Aizawa just shrugs it off. And he explains how they're going to go do a fitness test. Yuraki goes, a fitness test? What about the entrance ceremony? Yawn. Aizawa says, if you was a real hero, would you rather have to go do and you was a choice between an award ceremony and saving the life of hundreds? What are you going to choose? If you choose the award ceremony, get out of my class. Hearing this humbled everybody. They realised what Aizawa meant. They're doing this. They're heroes. They're not here for entrance ceremonies. They need to use every chance to get to train in this school to be the best heroes they can be. And as such, they go outside for the fitness exam. Deku goes up first, and he gets told to chuck the ball as far as he can. And he tries to lower the percentage down. Oh. And he realises he hasn't figured out how. Yeah. Oh, sorry guys, no more yawning. And he figures out he doesn't know how to lower his percentage and control it. So he just comes up with the idea of use 100% of my front gut and chuck the rest with full strength. And that's what he does. The shockwave that blows away everyone. I mean, the shockwave blew everyone backwards. When Deku's ball left the atmosphere, bruv, he got infinity. And all the other tests, Deku got first place in absolutely everything. Bakugo and Todoroki take them time for second off and then third, but it will change in between them. And then the rest of the rankings were the same. With this, Deku gained everyone's respect, recognition, and just absolutely became a mad lad. After this, the next day comes forth, and it's All Might teaching them this time. He says this one is heroes versus villain training replication. 2 of you shall become villains and protect the bomb, and the other 2 shall be heroes and try to take this bomb away from the villains. Seeing this, Deku laughs and says, if you think about it, we're the villains to the villains and the villains are villains to us, because we're stealing from the villains and stealing is wrong. But to the villains, they'd been villains to us, so they're the villains, but we're the villains to the villains. After he says this, everyone's mind starts hurting, and they all just think, oh, stop waffling, mate. But the team gets announced, it's Todoroki and Deku versus Bakugo and Ida. And as such it begins. Todoroki says to him, I don't care about how strong Todoroki says to him, I don't care about how strong you are. You're not stronger than me. I will be the next #1 hero, not you. And Deku just walks past him, blanking him. Todoroki just says, don't get forced by it. He puts his hand on the wall and spreads ice about. Deku slams his foot down, breaking the ice. And he says, this is about causing minimal damage. You're going to cause water damage. And he says, it's no fun doing that. This is a test to show how we can fight and etc. You're just going to ruin it. And don't think you're special just because you got here on a recommendation, because so did I. Hearing this, Todoroki at first calls him a liar, saying, but you... Sorry guys, it corrupted. Have you heard that noise? When they heard all that, I'm really tired guys, I'm sorry, I was editing through. This is like an hour later. I had a bad feeling, and I editing through it and I thought it was corrupted, so sorry if I do sound knackered. After hearing all of this, everyone watching this goes crazy. And it's quite easy. But enough of that. Bakugo comes rushing around the corner and Deku's just toying with him. Absolutely easy. Left, right, up, down, dumping up and down. Do the okey pokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about. But yeah, Deku was dodging up, down, throwing left hooks, right hooks, uppercut, kicks. And eventually Bakugo realised he was getting toyed with and he screamed, don't toy with me. And Deku says, your choice. He dodges out of the way and grabs Bakugo's head and spins him around, slamming him through the ground. And he looks upwards, where Todoroki went. And that's where Todoroki went, following Naruto's plan. Following Deku's plan. And Deku jumpwards up to come into an arena of pure ice. And where the bomb is frozen, but it's no longer theirs. He ran out on the ceiling and he bounces towards Ida, knocking him out with a headbutt. A touch of the bomb making it his. The hero team wins. they both walk out of school. I mean, Bakugo and Todoroki. And they're talking. Blah, blah, blah. Todoroki asked him how Deku's so strong, and Bakugo says hard work. Then he asked how did you meet Deku. He's like, my mum's the best friends. Then Deku finally arrives and Todoroki speeds off. And Bakugo starts laughing. They both talk about how amazing their day went. And Bakugo starts chanting, future number one, future number one, making Deku blush. Out of embarrassment, don't think like that. But other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed. If you did, share with your friends, family, like, subscribe. Peace out, guys. I'm so tired. Bye.